Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with various wind, giving you my best advice on how to attack this course and the holes that we are playing. Before we have a closer look at all the content, if you do enjoy the free content that I do provide here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. For those of you that are looking for more free content, you can go to golfclashtommy.com where we have loads more as well. But those players that are looking to step up even more than that, then you can scan the QR code or you use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy. You can find in the description down below. There you can go to our platform where we do have our premium guides. There we help thousands of players every single season in Golf Clash to have more fun and improve their game at the same time. Checkpoint challenge, tour play, tournament play, we have something for everyone, so check it out. Last but not least, if you want to follow along a little bit easier in this playthrough with the shots that I'm taking, then you can use the information in the info box there on the right hand side. Club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Those are just suggestions though, so you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there's always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. On hole 1 we start with a power 4 ball in NMT, then we're swapping to a luminary or any other ball that do have power 5, side spin 2 and wind 3. Now this is going to be the more neutral angle. This is going to be the yellow arrow, which is the center of the one, which is the straight crossspin version. You will notice that as well on the plus yardage when you pull your rings. 5 top spin, 2 left spin. And now we're going to use here with 1 ball of left curl. Using 1 ball of left curl will make this shot single great left safe and you can hit great right. A great right will take you to a wedge. A single great left will still be, it probably will be close to an hole-in-one. What you need to have in mind though is that if you do want to push for an hole-in-one, you go with 1.5 ball of left curl. You can watch the video for that as well. That will get you close to hole, but it also will make a great left go into the bunker. So it's up to you to see what risk you want to take. Sure, go for the hole-in-one with the risk of hitting a great left. Obviously with a perfect ball it's not an automatic hole-in-one, so it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy for pro, expert and master. For hole number 2, here we are going to start with a P5 ball at absolute minimum distance. We're looking to start with adding spins, this to be able to use the ball guideline as a reference. 4 backspin, 2.5 bar right spin. Now look to where my white ring is. I'm looking to have the white ring just inside the wood, or let's say like this, the clearing by the wood with the ball guideline as shown here on the video. Now after you have found your position, we do want to swap to any power 0 to power 3 ball. This to make sure that we are going to not pulling to min club. Adjust 1 to 1, so super simple in that regard. And here you can see that we are adjusting very close to the water line, but the position and adjustment is chosen to not have us adjust down into the water even with the higher winds. And this angle that you can see on the video is the no tweak angle, and we are getting ourselves a nice hole-in-one here on hole number 2. Get our guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy for pro, expert and master for the winter major tournament. On the drive here on hole number 3, we're going to start at the top of plus P3. So we're going to start max P3 line. The video is a replay glitch, that's why it shows plus 11, but should say plus 16. Once we have found the spot with the bullseye just into the rough line, we swap to a POC and B52 bag. From here now you can switch to a P2 ball if you would like, because you will go from plus 16 with the rock to plus 8 with your Apocalypse. 7 top spin, 3 left spin, and we are going to go max curl to the left with slower needle. Adjust is max plus 5 P3 numbers. You can see here now that we're bouncing on the fairway over to the next fairway, and from here we're gonna have a nice B52 to pin. Have in mind though that a great left will most likely clip the rough with your second bounce and roll out to approx 380 yards, but we do have a reference from there as well for those that are unlucky hitting a great left. A bad great right will still hit the rough with the first bounce, but will most likely go into the rough on the right. From there it's an easy save. Unfortunately we do not have any reference for that. On the second shot, we're gonna do a rough line check. The rough is where the rough meets the fairway, and this is with ball guideline going over the pin. 4 backspin, and now we're going to leave the ball guideline just into the hole. For those having B52 level 6, have in mind that you don't have the fully developed ball guideline and need to leave it slightly shorter than what you can see here on the video. Now, adjust from the +4 and +5 mark is going to be 42% slider with a 5% elevation, P3 numbers, adding or subtracting 0.1 for every 2 yards. What needs to be said as well though is for those playing with B52 7 and 8 can actually play 1-to-1 from +4 and +5 because that would be the same adjustment. Perfect ball it is, bounces nicely on the fairway, dead center for an albatross here in hole number 3. Make sure to check out the backup option or the rescue option if you do manage to hit a great left on your drive, because that could be good to have in mind if you mess it up. Get our guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy. For hole number 4, we start with a marlin like we did in the qualifying round. We're gonna go 1 left spin, and we're gonna go 5.8 top spin. The reason I'm starting with a marlin here, even though it's headwind, is to avoid pulling down into the bunker. So if you start with a P1 ball, for an example, we're going to pull down into the bunker all the time, and that's going to be a mess. Now we want to keep ourselves on the flat surface to ensure that everything becomes accurate when it comes to doing the tweaks and with the adjustment. Ball guideline through the hole, so very simple in that way. 1-to-1 plus 0.4 pull angle, as you can see on the picture. I'm looking for it to flick 3 times to the left and 3 times to the right to have it as straight as possible, but you judge to what it is for you. This is the yellow angle, which is the no tweak angle. Perfect ball it is. Bounce into the rough and it rolls up on towards the green. What we do recommend is to play with a P2 plus ball. I mean, you can play with a P1 ball as well many of the times, but there is a headwind angle where a P1 ball in a high wind might pull you into max clubs. So to be on the absolute safe side, play with a P2 plus ball. Get our guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy for pro, expert and master. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guides for the Sichuan Regional Tournament and also every other tournament that is being hosted in Golf Clash. You can also check out our exclusive tour shootout guides as well. Have in mind that if you're not interested in spending any paid balls, you can do so with our guides, as we do have free-to-play ball options for every hole that we do create in tournaments and also for every shootout that we do have in tour play. For those of you interested in Quick 9, we are doing some guides for those events. However, they are separate to the standard packaging, so make sure to look out on our Patreon page for when we are hosting the Quick 9s. Next one in line is 26th of February, which is the Wednesday. In the middle of the Sichuan Regional Tournament, so make sure to get access for or buy access to that. There is a link in the description down below as well. We will come out with more information regards how we will approach these Quick 9 events in the future come in the next couple of weeks. But sign up patreon.com/golf-tommy for the best guides on the market. On the drive on hole number 5, we start with the rock at max P3 line, red ring to be by the rough line, and then we're going to go and add 0.4 bars of backspin and 2 right spin, swap to a poke and sniper bag. Adjust. We're going to make an adjustment that is going to be max plus 10 P3. Max curl to the right and the circle drop overpower. You can see that when the circle is kind of jumping back and forth. That's the mark we're looking for. Ball bounces on the fairway and looking to be somewhere around 417 to 425 yards. You can play this shot with a P2 ball as well, but what you need to have in mind that if you do go short, you will pull into overpower on the approach, which will mess up the chance for an albatross. So recommendation is a P3 ball. If you do want to gamble a little bit and you might be low on the P3 balls, then go with a P2 ball instead. On the second shot, we're looking at the plus yardage when it's our turn. This is +5. As you can see, +5, +6 is going to be 90% slider, 5% elevation, P3 numbers. Half a bar of backspin, and we're looking to have the blue ring just into the rough with the ball guideline to hold, like that. Now, we're going to make the adjustment, and as I said, it's 90% slider, +5% elevation, P3 numbers. Making the adjustment. And you can see here now we're pulling to +7, having a P2 ball. Have in mind that this is the lowest wind you can get as well. Having a P2 ball is max +8. With P3 ball, max is +12. So you do give yourself a couple of yards extra margin by using a P3 ball. Perfect ball it is. Rolls up towards the green and the pin, dead center for an albatross here on hole number 5. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclash, Tommy for Pro, Expert and Master Division. On option number 1, we're starting with P2 ball at NMT with the rock, moving 7 rings right and from NMT, and then we're swapping to Thor's Hammer bag. This is a Thor's Hammer 7 and 8 play, as we do want to go with all the topspin together with all the topspin boost. Now swap to a P3, topspin boost 5, side spin 1 ball. Adjust is going to be, let us have a look at that. I'm playing 1-to-1 with Thor's Hammer level 8, has to be said. That's going to be max, no elevation, P1 numbers. And here we're going to use a different amount of rings of overpower depending on what wind angle we have. Because the fact is here now that even if we're having so much topspin, we will still sometimes clip the rough with our second bounce. And if we do not do that, then obviously we're going to be down here for a wedge, which is the ultimate outcome. If we do clip the rough, we're going to play a rings from min with our thorn, which is going to be a solid one as well. It's just obviously so much more easier when it comes to the wedge. Playing with outside wall left curl, the reason I'm not using more curl is that the more curl you're using, the more you put the tree to the right in play, and we don't want to clip that tree because then it's definitely game over for the eagle. Please check the second shot for both the thorn but also then the wedge as well, as to give you some references for the approach. When it comes to the wedge here, we are going to always be around 70 to 80% of our club. I mean, sure, it could differ a couple of percentage here and there as well, but that's going to be approx the area. Max topspin and topspin boost ball guideline into the hole. We're going to play with Embringer 7 and Embringer 8 with the topspin boost. We're playing minus 50% elevation P2 numbers. And if we are playing with no spin, we're playing plus 20 P3. Make the adjustment and hit perfect. Hole number 7, option number 1. We're gonna start with quarterback and sniper because we're gonna play from absolute min line. 1 left spin and 1.2 top spin. And here we're using a Marlin ball to set up to ultimately then get the landing spot and also the ball guideline. Ball guideline through the hole, then swapping to any P0 wind 5 ball. Have in mind that if you are swapping to a P0 with topspin boost, then you will have to respin. But if you're swapping to a backspin boost ball, as we're not using backspin, you don't have to respin, which is a good thing. Adjust is going to be min minus 15% elevation, P0 numbers minus 0.1. The reason I'm doing in that way is because there wasn't a way for in the app to give me exactly the number that I want. Landing further back as we have a slight headwind, and therefore it will be then great left and great right safe as well. Perfect ball will have a good chance. This is the no tweak angle, so here we just center the ball, but obviously wind angle tweaks this will be presented in Telegram and also in the guide as per usual. Get our guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy for pro, expert and master. On the drive here on hole number 8, we're gonna start with the quarterback and a P0 ball, doesn't matter which one, in NMT. And we're going to go all the top spin and 2 right spin. You can play with any P2 plus ball, side spin 2 and wind 5. Adjust max plus 10 P3. Now we're going to go max overpower with a slow needle and going approximately 2 balls of right curl. Perfect ball it is, and now 2 things can happen. One, you have dead bounces, then you're gonna go to around 350 yards. Or you do have this type of rollout, which gets you to around 360 yards. So important to look at your yardage and then be prepared for the second shot, because the second shot will have the same type of wind angle tweaks. It's just that it's going to have 2 different type of checks. So it's important that you do check the correct slide for the second shot. On the second shot for the longer drive, the drive that goes around 460 yards, we do top of the white ring check, and we are then going to go with 5.1 top spin. You see 5 and a click basically. Ball guideline to be through the hole, bullseye by the edge, the rough, and you can see as well that the ball guideline goes 3 green squares through the hole, and this is with the B52. Now this is the no tweak angle. We're going to play this with a base of +5, which is then 68% slider, no elevation, P3 numbers, adding or subtracting 0.1 for every yard. I'm gonna center the ball and hit perfect, and we're gonna see ourselves clip the rough nicely and rolls down onto the green dead center for a lovely eagle here on hole number 8. On hole number 9, and now playing with a P3 ball is to push it, but if you do want to play precision P3 ball, then this is a little bit of a gamble. Start with QB NMT with P3 ball, and we are going to go with swapping to a POC and cat bag, max top spin to left spin, max curl and max overpower after adjusting max plus 10 P3. If you do play with a POC 7, you're going to move half a ring left whilst having QB on, then swap to a POC, and then you push up half a 0.2 rings after the adjustment. From there we compensate with the top spin and also the lesser curl, so that's important to do. It's obviously will be listed in Telegram and also in the guide. The reason I say it's a gamble with a P3 ball is that if you do hit a great left, you're more likely to have dead bounces. Then you will not reach to do the rough bump on the approach, and then you have to play the backup option, which is droppable, but it's not as good. If you do have dead bounces with a perfect, which unfortunately can happen, but happen very rarely of the 18 times I played this drive in practice, and in 18 times it happened 1 time, but it's there, so we need to have that in mind as well. Then play the backup option. To be able to avoid to have to care about that, you can always play with a p4 or p5 ball and make sure that you always have the distance when it comes to the approach. On the second shot, we're going to do a rough bump. Here you're going to have catalyst level 7 or 8 to be able to play this shot. We are going to set topspin based on plus yardage to not come in too hot or not come in too slow. So if we are at +4, +5, we are going to be using 0.9 bars of back topspin and 1 right spin. Ball guideline to go through the hole. And then we're going to make an adjustment that's going to be 72% slider, no elevation, P3 numbers, and that is from +4 and +5. Then we're gonna do wind angle tweaks. We're gonna do 1 OP, 1 UP or center ball for the 3 angles here. Hit perfect, and ball lands into the rough, rolls up on towards the green, and dropping left side. And the reason I'm dropping left side is due to the fact that I am slightly too much left with my ball guidelines position at start, so it makes sense that it drops there. What needs to have in mind here that the precision ball is definitely helpful, but it's not a must. Please check out the drop from the backup option if the drive is not going the distance that you want and you still have gambled by going with a P3 ball. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division with various wind for this tournament. I'm giving you my best advice on how to crush all the holes. If you do look for more content, you can find more free content on our website golfclashtommy.com, or just browse the YouTube channel a little bit more. But for those of you that are looking to take that little extra step, then you go and search for our premium guides. You can get to the platform by scanning the QR code, or you use the link in the description down below called patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Join the largest guide community on the market for premium guides, and that is us. And we would like to offer you our help to improve your game. So sign up to any of our packages, try for yourself, and see how we will improve and make you have more fun with the game of Golf Clash. Thank you so much once again for watching. I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.